Hey guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So, if you want to learn about what I look at for auroras, if we have a chance of more northern lights tonight, how it works, when this coronal mass ejection, which is plasma coming out of the sun, hitting Earth, how it works, I have a video. It is going to be right up there. I'm going to link it. I just did a pretty big debrief on what we think could happen later today, how it works, what I look at. These are all things that you have access to if you want to try to learn a little bit about space weather. Just click on that video above me and you will be able to learn more about that. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about our terrestrial weather, which is what I have my degrees in. I do have a space weather certificate, but I have a lot to learn about space weather. But we did have a beautiful aurora show last night. So we're in the middle of, again, yesterday it was rather chilly, and so was the day before. Now we're seeing that nice ridge that's starting to set up here, and that is what's making us nice and mild going into Friday, Saturday. I have 60s for Saturday, 60. Probably a good opportunity to maybe put up some holiday decorations. It won't be that windy either, mostly cloudy skies, so lack of sun glare, 60 degrees. I think that's a good opportunity to maybe think about those holiday decorations just because we're getting to the season where we're not going to have much more nice weekends where it's not going to be freezing or windy. So, good idea that we could do that. And then we do see some cool downs going into early next week, maybe even another chance of rain or snow in the forecast. But if I go to the CPC, that does highlight exactly what I just mentioned, that milder air, but there is a lot of cold air to the west. So you can see the temperatures rising up right here. I went 6D, and then you can see this is a box and whisker plot. You guys remember that from math in like 5th grade, maybe 8th grade. But basically that shows you the range it could be, the average. And so I kind of tend to, I don't want to say I tend to go with the average. This time I went a little below average just because of cloud cover and then wind direction. But you can definitely see that cold front we get Saturday, which could give us some rain. I'll talk about that in a minute, definitely drops those highs. I actually went for a high of 50 because, again, we're further out in the weather models. It's expecting 40 to 47. I still think we can maybe maintain some warmth. So I went 50. I might drop it more tomorrow when I have more data to play with. And then a lot of next week is pretty cool. By the end of the week, we're actually closer to average, which this time of the year, the average high is now about 48. So we are seeing that. As far as the wind today, look at that, those winds. So what I'm looking at is those little barbs. I look at that as the end of an arrow, and it is pointing where the wind is going to. So this is a northwesterly wind because the wind is going from the northwest to the southeast. I would say gusts up to 35 miles an hour. So we can showcase the latest here. I don't expect any real rain in the forecast for a while. In fact, I have to go far out using the GFS, which is the Global Forecast System weather model, switch it to the precip that shows type, and you can see how warm we are looking at those red lines there. Now, this is our cold front right here. You see the purple line? That's the like rain snow mix line, or the rain snow line basically. And you can see that, yeah, there are some opportunities for some rain in Door County. It's just I feel like we're dry enough where we might miss that one entirely, but it does put us in a much cooler pattern. Northwesterly winds, definitely under the blue lines now at this point, so we're going to likely trend pretty cool. Another system I'm watching is for next week, Monday night, Tuesday. I did include a chance of rain snow mix Monday night into Tuesday morning. I only included that because we have a bigger system that's going to impact Illinois, but we're close enough to where it's too close for comfort. So I kept that in the forecast, and after that, we still look pretty cold throughout the end of next week. We're not far away from Thanksgiving. I think we're like 15 days away from Thanksgiving, which is crazy. And also, yeah, that is how our forecast is looking. And we do have, again, this weekend is going to be much more mild, and then we do cool down after that. So make sure that you are planning your events accordingly. Sunday doesn't look like a bad day. It's just it's going to be cooler than Saturday.